No, I won't stop.
So this video is sponsored by Cyberpower UK. They build a lot of awesome PCs. If you do want to go check it out, I will leave the link down in the description. So what is going on, guys? Welcome to another Garden Warfare 2 video. Today, I'm going to be talking you through all of the character balancing buffs and nerfs that are coming in the next server maintenance. Now, at the time that this video is uploaded, the servers will be down on Garden Warfare 2 to apply this new character balancing. There may be some bug changes as well, but we don't have any information about that as of right now. If we do get any, I will make that in a separate video. But for today, we are going to be taking a look at all of the character balancing, and I think a lot of you are going to be pretty happy with the buffs and nerfs. So to start off with, we're going to take a look at the characters that have been buffed. The first one is Toxic Chomper. They've increased his damage from 6 to 8, and they've also fixed a bug where his damage over time was being applied twice. The developer notes to the Toxic Chomper say, Toxic Chomper relies too heavily on his damage over time to be effective against enemies. Compared to other Chompers, Toxic Chomper's damage output is quite low. This change should help him keep up with the other guys. So the Toxic Chomper has had a buff. He's going to be able to deal more damage to the zombies, but they have fixed a bug where his damage over time was being applied twice. So that's not going to be as effective, but his overall damage will be. The next character that has been buffed is Captain Squawk. They've decreased how wide his reticle bloom per shot is, but they've kept the time for his reticle to recover the same. And they've also increased accuracy within the reticle space. So basically, when you fire a shot as Captain Squawk, you know when your reticle kind of expands all the way out, that's not going to expand as much, and also it's going to be a little bit more accurate if the reticle isn't zoomed in all the way. So it's going to be more accurate to fire with Captain Squawk. Hopefully that means you're going to be able to get better and easier shots, and the developer notes with this character say, this should help him be more accurate in mid-range fights, while we still require more patience than other pirates to get those extremely high damage critical hits from further off. So they haven't changed his shotgun damage or anything like that. They seem to be happy with that, but they have made him a little bit more accurate. The next character is the Tank Commander. They've reduced his reloading time from 2 seconds to 1.65, and they've also decreased each reloading upgrade by 2%. So his reloading time overall has been reduced, but the percentage of each reloading upgrade has been reduced, so those aren't going to be as beneficial, but you should see a difference between his reloading times for the better. The developer notes for the Tank Commander say, Tank Commander is both too weak at low levels and too strong at high levels, with certain upgrades equipped. Increasing his reload speed makes him stronger at the lower levels, while decreasing the strength of his reload upgrades evens him out at higher levels. So at the low levels, the Tank Commander is still going to be a very strong character, but once you do unlock those reload upgrades, you're going to be able to reload quicker, but it's not going to be as significant as what people would expect, and it's going to make him a little bit more balanced. The final two character buffs that we have are for the Hovergoat 3000 and the Torchwood. For the Hovergoat 3000, they've increased his close range damage of his primary weapon from 6.5 to 7, and they've increased his close range damage of his Mega Awesome Laser from 10.5 to 11.5. With Torchwood, they've increased his close range damage of his primary weapon from 5 to 6, and they've increased his close range damage of his Smoldering Madness from 5.5 to 6. The developer notes say the slight increase of damage to both the primary weapons and the weapon modifying abilities will help these guys fare better in close and mid-range fights. So they've not changed anything with the long range damage of these characters. It's only the close range damage which has been increased. These buffs should make them a little bit more powerful at close range, and then hopefully they can take out a few more enemies. Now we're going to move over to the nerfs in the game. We're going to start off with the frozen state, and this isn't from any particular character. This is just in general when you're frozen, how long you're going to be frozen for, and they've decreased the duration of the frozen state from 2.5 seconds to 2.1 seconds. So that means that if you do get frozen, you're not going to be frozen for quite as long. The developer notes say frozen state lasts a little too long. We want to reward the player who manages to freeze an enemy, but not be so punishing that said enemy has no hope once frozen. With this change, players should feel less helpless when facing ice characters. So that's good news. If you do get frozen, you're going to defrost a little bit quicker. If you're a character that does freeze them, just make sure you're a little bit more accurate and you're not reloading at the time that they are frozen. Moving over to some of the frozen characters, Frozen Citron's freeze rate has been decreased by 20%, the Arctic Trooper's freeze rate has been decreased by 10%, and AC Perry's freeze rate has been decreased by 40%. So all of these characters aren't going to be able to freeze the enemies as quickly, which is good news if you are going up against frozen characters. The developer notes say these characters are all freezing too quickly. AC Perry is especially tough since his splash damage causes freezing. We found that players would often be frozen before they realized that they were getting attacked. This change should give players enough time to react. So, freeze characters not as powerful since this recent character balancing update. The next nerf we have is for the Imp's Gravity Grenade. They've decreased the duration of the Gravity Grenade from 3 seconds to 2.5. The developer notes say decreasing the amount of time enemies are caught in the gravity grenade zone requires imps to be a little bit more skilled in finishing off the targets. So if you do get caught in a gravity grenade, you're not going to be hovering there for quite as long, and the imps are going to have to be a little bit more accurate if you want to take them out while they are in the gravity grenade. And the final character nerfs that we have are for Super Brains. They've decreased the damage of the Turbo Twister from 8 to 6, and they've also decreased Turbo Twister's speed reduction effect on enemies from 50% to 25%. Hallelujah! They finally nerfed the Turbo Twister in Garden Warfare 2. That's probably one of the most annoying abilities. I personally think the Turbo Twister should be an ability to get away from the enemies and try and take reduced damage at the time. Not use it as an offensive ability, and the fact that it dealt 8 damage fairly frequently and also slowed the enemies down dramatically made it really difficult to, first of all, take out the Super Brains because it takes less damage, but also get away from the Turbo Twister, because unless you're a character like a Citron or Pea Shooter with Hyper, you're not going to be able to get away from Super Brain's Turbo Twister. So the fact that the speed reduction has been reduced, that's a really good thing. And also his damage has been reduced, so he's not going to be as powerful. The developer notes to this nerf say, due to its high damage and speed reduction effect, Super Brain's Turbo Twister ability is difficult to counter. Reducing the damage and speed reduction will give plants more of an opportunity to react. Exactly what I just said. This ability is so annoying to go up against, and the fact that Super Brains uses it as a get out of jail free card, you're going to survive longer and potentially take the plants out, is really annoying. So I'm glad that the Turbo Twister has finally been nerfed. But that's all the buffs and nerfs that we do have in this recent character balancing. If you still think there should be some changes, let me know in the comments down below. I believe that they are working on the party characters. It's just they've not been able to test all of them out where they're happy. So that's why they're not added in this character balancing. But apart from that, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. Thank you very much for watching. My name is ZEROxFUSIONZ, and hopefully I'll catch you guys next time.